TV, a broader perspective.
Talk to me, oh mama, free oh, balonu for the vida yo with you, baby. Oh, I think I find it in you. Oh, I think I find it in you.
TV, a broader perspective.
To mark this year's World Polio Day, Rotarians from District 9125 are gathered in the Federal Capital Territory to sensitize Rotarians that Nigeria still maintains a polio-free nation. Medical doctors, Rotarians, partners, donor agencies are all here to give answers to those disturbing questions that are frequently asked by people about polio. According to reports, between 2 and 10 out of 100 people who have paralysis from poliovirus infection die. Polio or poliomyelitis is a crippling and potentially deadly infectious disease caused by a virus that spreads from person to person, invading the brain and spinal cord, which can lead to paralysis. 1 in 200 infections lead to irreversible paralysis. Of those paralyzed, 5 to 10% die when their breathing muscles become immobilized. With this, the fight to eradicate polio cannot be completely narrated without mentioning the tremendous efforts of Rotary across the world, health workers, government, and the partners of Global Polio Eradication Initiative, GPEI. Polio cases have been reduced by 99.9%. Despite cases reaching low last year, there are still lingering cases, with 20 cases in Pakistan, 2 in Afghanistan, and 6 in Mozambique. This has put fighters on tours to create more awareness, continue with vaccination so as to keep polio at zero.
Rotary and stand up and sing, Vive la Rotary!
Our fight against polio started long ago with the Philippines. From there, it's emerged into a global issue. And I remember when we get to Rotary Convention, we used to be so ashamed of ourselves when they called the countries that we are still polio endemic. You mentioned then Somalia, India, Nigeria, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Recently, then later, Somalia went off, India went off, then it became only Nigeria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. And it became very, very shameful because when you look at those people and Nigeria, the way we were, we thought that wasn't good. So luckily, with the support of people, the World Health Organization, WHO, International Red Cross, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, who were able, they came to our assistance. And luckily, in the past 2 years, we have celebrated 2 years of being polio-free.
24th of October every year is observed as World Polio Day, a global day to raise awareness and resources for the worldwide effort to eradicate polio. Communities, civil societies, government, partners, and Rotarians around the world organize events and programs to mark the occasion and draw attention to the opportunity to rid the world of an infectious disease once and for all.
Rotary and stand up and sing, Vive la Rotary!
The theme for this year, World Polio Day 2022 and beyond, a healthier life for mothers and children, aims to focus on the beyond, highlighting the added value on building on the investment already made in polio eradication and by its extension, the immunization agenda. Rotarians in District 9125, of course, cannot be left behind, as this is one of the signature projects of Rotary International. In Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, 2022 World Polio Day was an extraordinary one for Rotarians as they hosted different impactful projects in marking the day. The activities began with polio training seminar, which the district partnered National Polio Emergency Operations Center, Abuja, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, World Health Organization, Red Cross Society, Federal Ministry of Health, UNICEF, to answer those frequently asked questions about polio.
Rotarians are co-partners in Global Polio Eradication Initiative, which was formed in 1988 with WHO, UNICEF, USCDC, and now Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And WHO is actually spearheading this partnership. It's a public-private partnership. And Rotary invested over $2 billion to polio eradication. And they supported the vaccination of over 3 billion children in 122 countries. So you see in brief what Rotarians or who Rotarians are. Okay, so let's move to the frequently asked questions. What is polio? We all know it's an infectious disease. It mainly affects children under less than 5 years old. And this virus is such as called this virus a wicked virus. It attacks the nervous system and causes total paralysis that could even lead to death. And there's no cure to date for polio. We can only prevent polio by administering vaccines. Number two, if someone heard that polio is eradicated in Nigeria, then why should my child get vaccinated for polio? So, know why polio virus is in the past 3 years, as mentioned by Dr. Locke, but Nigeria can only sustain the current year. A virus can re-enter the community if there is under-immunized children. So, over 180 plus countries in the world eradicated polio. So, we still need to continue to sustain that polio-free status by vaccinating children. Another question is, my child received polio vaccine at the house-to-house vaccination and health facility. Why should he receive OPV? OPV is oral polio vaccine. Again, during polio campaign. Children up to 5 years of age are most at risk of polio. Repeated vaccines increase the capacity of the child to resist the disease. So, full protection against disease by vaccine is dependent on the certain factors, nutritional status of the child, as well as exposure of the virus. After celebrating polio-free status, why are we still responding to polio? Why are we still doing polio campaigns? If I get that question right. So, our polio-free status, as mentioned, is the wild type of polio virus. But over time, we had the vaccine variant type, which also, that one has the potential of paralyzing children. So we have to also respond to that. And that is what we are doing currently. We do not have white polio virus anywhere in this country, but we have the circulating variant type. And now we are responding with a vaccine called the novel oral polio vaccine, which is much stable. And it's very unlikely that vaccine we are using currently can cause paralysis. It's a new innovation entirely, which is under the emergency use listed by WHO.
We are lucky, we are still having the routine immunization we have. The vaccine we are using have type 1 and type 3. So the white type 1 that is in South Africa, we believe as people avail themselves with routine immunization, they are going to. The mass campaign we are intending also to do will also help the understand to boost the entire immunization. But we want to do, if you can do fractional life, if you do that, it will help. There is a protection, it's not going to cost any harm.
The essence of this polio seminar is to update Rotarians about knowledge on polio. You know, learning is a continuous process. We learn every day. We try to increase knowledge level of our Rotarians who are actually expected to go out on the field and supervise the field workers and health workers whenever we have polio immunization going on. Since the certified Africa polio free, you can see that the morale for polio has to still be kept high. If not, one polio case anywhere in the world means every child in the world is still at risk. So we don't have to say because they have certified Africa polio free, we will now stop our polio activities. No, it's still going on. Immunization will continue. We'll continue to create awareness. We'll continue to raise funds for polio activities.
The seminar addressed not only the status of polio eradication and what's next, but also the potential for the community-based solutions to improve global health, particularly as it relates to maternal child health.
Normally, whenever there's a World Polio Day, we classify it into 4 categories. Creating awareness by going to give high-level advocacy visits to people in authority, raising funds for polio. How do we do that? We go to well-meaning individuals, encourage them to donate to Polio Plus Society. And this year specifically, the appeal for people to become Polio Plus Society members is on the rise. That is to say, if you pay $100 every year, you will be a Polio Plus Society. And this will also add up. By the time it gets to $1,000, you become a Paul Harris Fellow. And God's willing, major donor when you have donated $10,000 US.
Saturday, 22nd of October 2022, smiled at Rotarians in District 9125 as they hit the road of Abuja with excitement, enthusiasm, vigor on a 4-kilometer walk. This exercise began at Old Parade Ground, Area 11 Abuja, down to Area 1 roundabout and back to Old Parade Ground.
Oh, you talk to me, oh mama, free oh, Palano for me that you're with you, baby. All I seek I find is in you. All I seek I find is in you. For you.
After the reggae play the blues, make you do, that's I do. Enjoy yourself, baby boo, baby boo.
Aside from the polio training seminar and work, presidents of all the clubs in the district have embarked on different projects to also register their contribution in eradicating polio.
A few weeks ago, we started kickstarted the activities of polio in my club. Last week, Saturday, we undergo what we call aerobics in my clubs, in line with the polio as well. And on Sunday, we have what we call World Greatest Meal Day, that we are going to showcase ourselves, we cooked and so on. The money we arise there, we push it down to Polio's Foundation's account.
This year, we are working very hard to ensure that we kick polio out, one, through sensitization. Because the first thing is creating awareness about what polio is, to enable those that vaccination will be feted on, accept it. So that is the first step we're taking. Then two, we are going to get our adopted community and ensure that all the children within that age that require vaccination are being vaccinated. And also outside our adopted community, we're also going to reach out to other areas within the FCT to ensure that proper vaccination is being carried out.
We're going to be rolling out wheelchair, the one that has tricycle. We are going to be rolling them out in numbers to give polio victims. And then we are also actively involved in the vaccination program every year so that Nigeria will be polio free. Thank you.
And we're hoping that with this work, we'll be able to create sensitization and awareness and also raise funds for the Polio Plus Foundation, for the Polio Plus Fund of the Rotary Foundation, so that at the end of the day, funds are released for procurement of vaccines and children are vaccinated without any issues or problems, and then the world can become polio free.
So we came up with this idea of carpet bedding, polio carpet bedding, that is written Rotary Club of Asokoro and Polio Now with Rotary Wheel. So it's going to be there permanently. Thank God the government gave us that location. It's going to be there. Anybody that drives past there or walks by will see things about polio and understand the impact of polio.
Our club always takes part in polio immunization days in the FCT. Our immediate community, our constituency is the Federal Capital Territory. So anywhere in the FCT, we work with other partners to ensure that children are immunized against polio.
The district governor, Rotarian Godinadi, enumerated the impact the whole exercise has generated.
So everybody within Rotary had this long walk from here to area 1 and back. Nobody collapsed, nobody fainted, so we thank God. But the significance is this: so we want to draw awareness to polio, because polio has been ravaging some countries of the world, including Nigeria, until recently.
Rotarian Khadija, the Polio District Chair, noted the significance and importance of all the activities carried out. She also thanked all that have contributed to make it a success.
Today is World Polio Day. We are celebrating it in Abuja. We are catching a lot of fun. We have walked from Old Parade Ground to area level with a lot of dance, fun catching, awareness raising, making people, pleading to people to try and donate to Rotary Foundations so that we can end polio successfully. Success story so far now, we have reached zero polio level and we are keeping polio at zero. Since they declared Africa polio free, we have not recorded another season. Remarkable impacts. More Rotarians are excited. You can see when we know that there is no more polio. See the number of people that have come out. They are so excited, full of life, happy that they were part of history making. To make a history of ending polio, and you are part of it, I think is a thing of a pride.
A polio-free world is a gift for all the children around the globe for all the years to come. Therefore, take a stand and help in eradication of polio. Together, we can make this world polio-free for the generations to come. Wishing you a very happy World Polio Day.
Keep polio at zero! Keep polio at zero! End polio now! End follow now.
You didn't see it.
I don't. I don't.
And polio now. And polio now.
Yeah. We are working against polio. Polio must die worldwide. Okay. Sorry. Hope you did, yo.
Beam TV, a broader perspective.